Thank you very much, Mahendra. The preparations are indeed underway. We have seen the head of the Commonwealth, Queen Elizabeth II. She arrived today together with the royal household, Prince Charles, who is expected to be the next in line. So they are here, and several other leaders from the continent and from around the world. You know that this gathering brings together almost all the continents, because more than 54 countries are represented here. So we're ready to go. The ministers have had their meetings, and then we're waiting for the opening ceremony tomorrow to start.
Mzwai, are the recent terrorist attacks across the world not overshadowing this meeting?
Mahendra, that is a very good question. If you check what my package, for example, said, the French president will be one of the guests that would be invited to address this summit. And you know that the Commonwealth Heads of State and Government meeting is basically a meeting of the former colonies of Britain. But the fact that they have now invited a president from France, it shows you that one of the issues that will be very topical is the issue of terrorism, because this is no longer affecting only certain countries or certain individuals. Everyone is in it, so no one feels safe. So what is needed now is that all countries in the world need to come up with a strategy to make sure that this thing is dealt with. Definitely terrorism will be one of the issues.
Now, Mzwai, how important is this meeting for the different member countries?
This meeting is very important in the sense that it then coordinates positions of various countries towards certain issues. Yes, CHOGM resolutions or decisions are not necessarily binding, but it helps because, you know, it helps align the thinking and touch on very many other issues where countries can really disagree on. And it's able to bring them together. Some of the misunderstandings, they are able to say no. If we approach this issue from this point of view, it will then help advance the collective interest. So it's very important. Like now, next week, the world is again focused on Paris. You know, we're expecting a deal on climate change. You know, there's been dragging on and on and on. So what will happen here is that whatever position that will be canvassed here, then it will lend weight to the deal that must be reached in Paris. So it helps to coordinate issues and align the thinking so for the common interest of everyone.
Okay, I know you mentioned Paris, but what about other outcomes from this meeting? Are there any agreements of sorts that are, you know, that are cut?
Well, one of the things, as I've indicated, that really will be foremost, it's going to be climate change. I think there will be also a special session to deal specifically with that issue, and terrorism, as I've mentioned before. But the other issue that really has caught the attention of the member countries is what we would call, perhaps in South Africa, the girl child. So in many of the countries which are members of CHOGM, you find that some girls are married at a very, very young age. That issue now has been brought into the attention of everyone here to say, as countries of the world, this practice can't be allowed. So what is it that we need to do as a collective to make sure that this is stopped? You know, in most cases, whether it's war, whether it's a situation of poverty, women and particularly girl children suffer the most. So that's one of the issues that is being deliberated here. And one of the other issues, again, is migration, you know, the issue of immigrants. So Malta is actually between Europe and Africa. Yes, it's part of Europe, but most of the immigrants from Africa, they would sometimes go via Malta, and then it's putting a huge strain on this island nation, which is very small. So this is the issue that will also be discussed, and we expect some sort of agreement or some sort of an indication of how to deal with this, because it's now a global problem, and as you know, Syria is also part of this issue. And then what will happen here in Malta is that the leaders will be able to say, given that this problem does happen, let's put these strategies to try and prevent it.
Thank you very much indeed. That was our reporter Mzwandile Mbeje talking to us from Valletta, the capital of Malta.